Hello guys, this is Jonas, and as it's been like what, the past 2 Mondays I've done this? Yeah, so I'll be doing the weekly qualifier. New car, new track, so we're on Silverstone National, not the International, and we will be doing a Formula 4 car, which is new to me. I've never done a Formula 4 car before, or the track, so it's gonna be a learning experience. What's the fastest time right now?
Fastest time right now is 56.
Okay, so 56 is the time to beat. Hopefully we can do it. No guarantees. All right. All right, let's get started. Whoa, this is fast. This is way faster than the McLaren. All right. Ooh, okay. Might want to tune down that force feedback a little bit. Let's try 50. Perfect. So let's get started. Let's go a little slow and kind of have an idea. We could also do the racing line, but I'm gonna do it the hard way. All right, and then this leads into a main straight, which I'm very familiar. Let's see if we can pick up any braking references. Not any. There's no boards on the left or the right from what I can see, but there's a lot of references in the floor. Coming up here, we got that little stick poking out. We have color changes in the tarmac. We have a bunch of pads here on the right. And I'm pretty sure this has to be flat out, so yeah, it is. All right, cool. All right, and then we're gonna break out that sign, but seems to be a little too late. This I could probably be taken a lot quicker, but I have no idea where I'm going, so we're gonna go with it. We're gonna pick up the pace a little bit. Oh, so it looks like I don't have any ABS. Okay, so that could be flat out. Okay. So, okay. Could probably be a little bit quicker there. All right. Very shaky car, lots of vibrations coming through the motion simulator, which is very interesting. I mean, it's a very sensitive car, so it feels like it's like shaking me around, like. And this is also one of the reasons why I would recommend coming to SIM1Racing, is because of these motion sims. You get a lot of force feedback. We have pretty strong wheels, so if you're one of those people that like a very strong wheel, ooh, wow. If you like very strong wheels and you like to feel the cars and stuff like that, so I highly recommend that you come here. And so far, I think the place has been open for almost 2 months. And I do have to say, there hasn't been a single instance where we've had down a simulator, a motion simulator. I think all of them are motion, actually. Yeah, we haven't had any of them down. And wheels have worked fantastically. And everybody's been pretty satisfied. So far so good. We are at 59.2. Okay, could probably take that quicker. Let's talk a little bit about the track. Very easy on the brakes in this car. Looks like a lot of brake pressure can really lock up the wheels. Since we're turning right all the time, that front left tire has a lot of work to do. Could probably have stopped a little bit differently there. Wow. Okay. Not very optimal, I would say. But we're a second quicker than our last lap. All right. Oh, carried way too much speed through there. I'll rejoin the track. Gonna come here. Break in a straight line. Oh, maybe not. Oh, wait. Actually, that might have worked out. Let's see. Oh, looks like we got a little bit of a hiccup here. Yep, I got it.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Okay, perfect. Beautiful.
Oh, I see. You're still.
All right, wonderful. We're going for round 2 here. So far, the car feels pretty stable. Feels like it has a lot to offer, honestly. Lots of lateral grip. The steering wheel really stiffens up when you're turning left or right, which is a good thing. Oh, hit the curb. I am afraid I'm not going to be able to save this car if it goes out of control, so I'm gonna let go of the steering wheel if that happens. Let's see. Carried a little bit too much speed. Very fun. Very quick track, which means lap after lap, you're just getting quicker, because if you see a mistake, you can pretty much apply it instantly, like 30 seconds later. Whereas when we had the last weekly qualifier at Imola, it was a little bit more difficult for us to be kind of like paying attention to our mistakes, because the laps were so long, almost 2 minutes long. It was very difficult. We can hear that front left locking up as I try to brake while turning.
Monster Memory says, I believe in you.
We're gonna hug the right hand side here. Coast a little bit because I'm not too sure what to do. Okay, carried a little too much speed, so let's try about 65 miles an hour. Maybe second gear, just to see what's going on over there, but we're not looking too bad. 58.3 our best. Okay, so maybe just a small dab on the brakes just to induce rotation, and then I think we can just probably go flat out through that section. This one, a little bit of steering. That was not too bad. This one we're gonna try to brake later. Okay, not too shabby. 57.6. Okay, could probably just lift and then turn in pretty quickly. Oh, our front right took a beating. Not very good for a race, I would say, but not really doing a 100% brake pressure. This car is very sensitive to your brake inputs. Have not lost control yet, so that's very good. We are currently 57 flat. All right, so I'm just gonna do lift. Almost. So just a little bit of brakes could very well help that situation right there. And this one, I think I'm just gonna do a little bit of trail braking here. Hold that 1% brake pressure. Oh yeah, that was way better. And then we're gonna come over here and we're going to brake as late as we can. Could probably get earlier on the power there. And we are doing a 56.7. All right, so let's try again. A little bit of brakes, full throttle, perfect. Could probably improve upon the execution there. Feels pretty good. Very solid vehicle. All right, let's see if we can improve upon this one. Maybe if I just start turning in as I brake, could really help me gain some time here. A little bit of engine braking, and let's go full throttle. Could have been better. We did improve 1/10. We're at 56.6 flat. Very fast car compared to what we've been driving lately. Okay. All right, now I'm going to start downshifting a little quicker. Looks like the car allows for it without losing a lot of control. Oh, one too many. Not too sure of what lines I should be taking, or what my braking references are going to be. Could have probably carried more speed. Maybe if I just lift and turn the steering wheel a little bit more to scrub speed off with the fact that I'm turning the tires. Okay, could definitely carry a lot more speed through there. No track limits warning there, so we could probably abuse the track limits a little bit on that runoff area. And then this one, I'm going to start turning in. Try to carry a little bit more speed through the corner. Oh, there goes the first spin. Letting go of the wheel. Force feedback is too strong on this car. I got a little greedy on the throttle. Definitely did not pay off. All right, we're gonna try this again. Definitely not gonna work. I didn't really lift. Looks like we got some friends on track here. Let's go say hi. Okay, maybe turning a little later there could really help our situation. We're gonna do 3 more laps. We're gonna take a small break. And then we're gonna talk about what our findings are and how we can improve upon our current lap time. Because in my opinion, one of the most important things about sim racing is the fact that you can stop and then just kind of like analyze what you've done so far, what works and what doesn't work. And then that way you can improve without actually having to put in a lot of track time. So let's do a small little lift, turn the wheel a lot. Maybe a downshift can help. So we're gonna try that next lap. So for now, let's focus on that first corner. Looks like the person ahead of us are doing pretty good. Okay, that looks a lot better. Okay, so let's try turning, lifting, 1 downshift. Oh, beautiful. So now we know we can definitely just do a quick low lift. Got that front right overheated for sure. Our friend went a little wide. Looks like we can be a little bit more aggressive on the steering without losing control. Just for the looks of it. So I'm gonna try that right now. Went a little bit wide there. All right. Is this gonna be our pit lane entry? I have no idea. All right, yes it is. All right, so let's do a little bit of a recap. And let's think about what can we do better. Let's also think about what has been a little bit of an issue. So I think we can take turn 1 a lot smoother. We can kind of also be a little bit more aggressive on the steering, in my opinion. Not too sure, so we're going to have to try that. Definitely no braking involved. We can do a quick lift, downshift, turn your wheel. This car does not seem to get unstable when you're downshifting, so that's a good thing. So we can kind of downshift as we're turning, which is a good sign. Next thing we can probably do is going to be kind of like using the tires a little bit more. And what I mean by that is we can use our front tires. So as we're pressing on that brake, as you can see on screen, kind of holding this little bit of pressure, maybe even less, we'll put some of that weight, very little weight of our car to the front, which will then in turn allow our front tires to get loaded, meaning that we'll get a lot more rotation. This car does not struggle on exits. From what I can see, I'm pretty much flat out. Correct me if I'm wrong, don't think I'm doing anything crazy. but you know, it's pretty good on exit. And I can see Jordan on the comments. I'm pretty sure you're gonna show up and beat our times. But it's a very fun track, very fun car. I do highly suggest that you come by and show us what you got, because there's a lot of areas where we can make a lot of mistakes, and then these small mistakes add up very quickly. Just something as simple as just lifting off and turning and adding a downshift as opposed to adding a little bit of brakes gained me 4/10. So that was very good. But so far, so good. We're going to do a couple more laps. We are on lap 18. I think we're going to do 22 more laps till lap 40. We're going to see how that goes. The objective probably today will be 50. So we're at 56.179. I want to do at least 55.5. Maybe a little bit of a stretch. You know, it's a very short track, but I believe this car has a lot of potential. So let's go ahead and run it, and let's see how we're doing. Very strong force feedback. I'll never stop saying that. But it's, despite the force feedback being strong, always remember to brake in a straight line, and then you can pretty much let go of the steering, like I'm going to show right now, and the car will try to find a way to stay straight. So one thing I always struggled with starting sim racing is I will grip the wheel too hard, but that's not the case. You kind of want to relax your grip, especially when you're turning and braking. So let's see what we can do here. Yeah, we can see how much easier it becomes for us to be hugging the curb if we stay on the brakes. We got our friend right here. Let's see. Maybe we can learn something from the guy ahead of us. Whoa, hit a little patch of grass. Very unfortunate. Yeah, it's a little difficult because it's like everything goes well until it doesn't, and when it doesn't, it's like 50,000 pounds of force on the wheel. Maybe a later turn and whoa, no! That was a little bit unfortunate. Whoa. All right, let's go, Jose. Show me some good laps, man. I'm going to try to focus a little bit more here. Too early on throttle. Still no track limits though, so I wonder how much we can push this. No track limits here either. I wonder if it's enabled. Gotta go to second gear here. Oh, still carrying a little bit too much speed. Really not too sure of what lines I should be taking again, but let's see if we can get something going over here. Oh, too much steering wheel input. This car shifts too fast. All right. Let's see what we can do here. We got our friend doing donuts. Don't know how much time I gained here. This lap felt pretty good. And we gained almost nothing. Whoops. We're going to start giving some more aggressive steering inputs. Just to see how the car reacts. See if we have enough lateral grip to kind of do some crazy stuff. It's completely different from what we're used to, you know? These GT cars are very sensitive to a lot of the inputs that we do. You know, especially the McLaren for the Red Bull Ring is pretty interesting when it comes to how sensitive it is. But this car seems to not be affected by what I'm doing. Unless it's something like really drastic. Too much braking. Maybe shorter line through there. Kind of like hug that right hand side right away. Could really probably help us. Still unsure of what I should be doing here. Still carrying a little too much speed. Alright, let's try again with this turn one. Could probably get on the power maybe quarter of a second sooner. Alright, we're gonna hug this. Bad idea. Very bad idea. I was thinking of maybe taking it wide, but did not seem to work out very well. Okay. Perfect. Let's see. Let's see here. So I can pretty much just go to the right-hand side. So I can just do this. Okay, so this car has so much grip, you don't even have to follow like a traditional racing line where you just go wide. You just go wherever you want. And this one I'm just gonna... Okay, we're very close to our goal here at 55.6. Come on, baby. Yeah, so you can just basically go wherever you want on the track. You just have that much cornering grip. Just maybe be a little bit careful in this section. Try not to run wide like I just did. But even then, you still don't get track limits, so I wonder if it's been turned off. Alright, we're going to just keep the speed here. Okay, too much speed. But that's a good thing. We're learning. Okay, too much speed through here as well. So I had to lift. And then I think you just immediately go to the right-hand side and just take the shortest path, like kind of like a geometric racing line. Because you just have so much grip, you can just follow it. So what if I just... a little too wide. Whoa. Scary. Lost a lot of time there, but that's all right. Oh, that felt pretty good. Maybe I slowed down a little too much, but we're doing pretty good. And then still don't know what I need to be doing here. Stay on the brakes, easy on the power. All right, I think we're very close to our goal here. Maybe I can just hug the right-hand side the whole way through and then kind of move to the left last minute. Maybe not. Oh, completely missed it right there. All right, that's all right though. Maybe a little bit of trail braking in that section could help. Induce some rotation on the vehicle. You can see as soon as we get off the throttle, the vehicle gains an unbelievable amount of rotation. It's kind of like where you're pointing is where it's going, even though you're going pretty fast. All right, let's try. Turned in a little bit later, and that really did help our time there. I'm just gonna hug the left-hand side here. A little slow in the shifts. I'm not expecting the car to rev that quickly. So woo. Very difficult. We got a couple laps to go. Maybe we can hit our goal of reaching 55.5. Yeah, turning in a lot later definitely helps with carrying speed. Don't know how much it helps with lap time though. I still don't know what I'm going to be doing in this turn. Maybe we brake a little bit earlier. Okay, maybe that could work. Would give us a little bit of rotation. Then we can probably go wide. Okay, we gained this time. Don't know how, but we did. And then we come over here. Kind of locked up the front right again. Very difficult, very tricky. All right. So yeah, let's start braking a little bit earlier. Don't know how optimal that is. But we're gonna go wide here. Maybe not in first gear. And maybe not in second gear either. Completely messed it up. Really want to try how that line goes. See if maybe it's a little bit more efficient than what we're doing right now. Okay, we didn't gain, but we're pretty close to our best. Okay, that was pretty bad. And then, all right, let's see. Maybe turn it a little bit later. Carry too much speed once more. Tricky, very tricky. Wow, look at all that rotation I just had. Could definitely turn a lot later there. Oh, a little late on the brakes. Going to try this once more. There you go. Definitely not going to work. I think, woo, right to the pit lane. But yeah, you were taking a very wide line, and it really, as we're trying to get on the power, it's just making us go even wider. But we're turning the steering wheel to compensate for the fact that we're trying to go wider, and it's just really not helping us very much. It's just making us go even wider. So we're gonna try turning the steering wheel a little bit more on these corners. Let's see what happens. I think I've been using very minimal steering angle, and maybe scrubbing a little bit of the fronts could really help carry a lot more speed through the corners. Or make you go wide because you're understeering. It has its uses. This track flows really well, I do have to say. Don't know what the best time is currently. I don't know if it's mine or if somebody's walked in. Probably beat us, but we're gaining now. All right, we need to lock in. Well, to the pit lane we go. Our last lap was 55.456. I tried to remain a little bit quiet, trying to regain a little bit more focus after seeing that lap time. Maybe I could get it down to 55.3, but it looks like I wasn't able to. Made a couple of mistakes. Very close to the time last. So just to recap everything, very fun track, very fast. Corners flow very well into each other. The car is pretty good. Very forgiving, I do have to admit, compared to the GT3 cars we've been driving recently. And I would say that the Audi that we drove last week was also very forgiving, but not as forgiving as this. So definitely, if you're trying to get into sim racing, this is probably a pretty good car to start with. And this is a very good track to start with. Very easy to kind of like understand. Really teaches you well how to deal with a very understeery car. I feel like this car is a little bit understeering. And in order to get your car rotated, it kind of teaches you that sometimes you have to slow down. And then if you maybe are turning the wheel and you feel like the car is not going where you want it to go, maybe that's a sign that you might be abusing the front tires a little bit. So I highly suggest that you come to SIM1Racing and try this weekly challenge out. It's a great challenge, great track. You got great staff, great people. I am very satisfied with this weekly challenge, although I was not expecting something like this. But it's been pretty great to deal with so far. Very fun. Definitely made lots of mistakes. So 51.456, very beatable. I'm pretty sure you guys will come here and smash it. So I'll be here waiting for you guys at SIM1Racing. Thank you so much for visiting us tonight.